So let's start on this section of solving percent problems. So if I have 45% of what number is 18, so then what I know is that I have always the format. All right, so part of a whole equals some percent out of 100. So what I know is that the 45 is the percent here. And then it says of what number. So when I see the of what number, then that means what part of some whole number is 18. All right, so the of is indicating to me that this is going to be the missing number, and then usually the is, usually, not always, but usually the word is, whatever number is right after the is going to indicate to me what this other number is. So this will be 18, this will be 45, and this number down here is missing. So since it's missing, I'm just going to write it as an x. All right, so I have 18 over x, whatever is missing, is 45 out of 100. Yes, I'll put the video on Canvas also, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I don't know why you can't see it. That's really strange. So if you can see it, let me know. But you know what? Maybe here, you know what? If you can't see that, here, let me try something. Let me try something different for you. Okay, so here, let me see if I can actually go ahead and so my thought was I could actually go ahead and reverse the camera here. So let's try that. So then hopefully you'll be able to see this at some point. So what is 9% of 888? So the key word is of. So we have part of whole is some percent over 100. So we have the percent is 9%. So we have that's 9. The whole is 888. So the part is what is missing in this problem. So we have x over 888 is equal to 9 over 100. All right, so now we can go back and let's try to solve both of these percent proportions that we've set up. So we can go ahead and cross multiply. So we have 45 times x is equal to 18 times 100. And then 18 times 100 is 1800. Then divide by 45 on each side. So if I do that, then I know that the 45 goes into 800. That would be 40 times. So x is equal to 40. So the missing number is 40. So that means that in this problem we can do something very similar. So 100x is equal to 9 times 888. So 9 times 888 is going to be 7,992. And then when I divide by 100, then we know that that will just be the x is 79.92. So there is the answer right there. So let's try another one. So this one is going to be what is 97% of 700? So the percent is 97, then of indicates the whole part here. So we have the part of a whole is equal to some percent out of 100. So the percent was 97. The of the whole part was 700. So the part was missing. So we'll let the missing part be x again. So x over 700 is equal to 97 over 100. So then I'll cross multiply here. So 100x is 97 times 700. Then 97 times 700 is going to be, well, that will be 67,900. Then divide by 100 on each side. So we get x is 679, which is what is right here. All right, so the next problem is very similar. So what is 12% of 200? So here's 12% of 200. So part of a whole, again, is what percent out of 100. So the percent was 12. The of the whole was 200. And the part is what was missing. So we have x out of 200 is 12 out of 100. So cross multiply. 100x is 12 times 200. Then 12 times 200 is 2400. So we have 100x is equal to 2400. So let's divide by 100 on each side. So we get that x is equal to 24, which is what we have right here. All right, so now here is another one. What is 70% of 147? So here's the percent of a whole, 147. So part of a whole is what percent out of 100. So the percent was 70. The of the whole was 147. So the part is what's missing. So we have x over 147 is 70 over 100. We cross multiply. So we have 100x is 70 times 147. 70 times 147 is going to be 10,290. When I divide by 100 on each side, I get that x is equal to 102.9. So there's 102.9. So now, hopefully you're enjoying that. If you have any questions, you already have found the chat, so feel free to ask. So what percent of 500 is 410? So we have part of a whole is equal to percent out of 100. So we see that what percent, that means that the percent was not given here. And then we see the word of, so that will indicate the whole of 500. And then usually, as I mentioned, what's after the is will be the part. So is 410. So 410, 500. The percent is missing in this case. So we have 410 out of 500 is x out of 100. I'll cross multiply. So 410 times 100 is 500 times x. So 500x is 410 times 100. So 410 times 100 is going to be, so that will be 41,000. Then I will divide by 500 on each side. So if I divide 41,000 by 500, I get 82. So this will be 82%. All right, so what percent of 12.5 is equal to 1? So here we know what percent is, so the percent is missing. Then we have of 12.5 is equal to 1 here. So we have part of a whole is some percent out of 100. So the percent was missing, and the part was 1, and the whole was 12.5. So 1 out of 12.5 will be x over 100. Then I'll cross multiply. So 12.5x equals 1 times 100. So 12.5x is equal to 100. Then I'll divide by 12.5 on each side. So 100 divided by 12.5, that gives me 8. So x is 8. So 8%. All right, so here is another one. 60 is 32% of what number? So we have part of a whole is equal to some percent out of 100. So we have of what number? So that means that the whole is missing here. And we have the percent is 32%. So now we know that we have, let's see, so the part would be 60. So 60 out of some whole that's missing is some 32% out of 100. So 60 over x is 32 over 100. Then I can cross multiply. So 32x is 60 times 100. And 60 times 100 is going to be 6,000. And then I'll divide by 32 on each side. So 6,000 divided by 32 is going to give me, so 6,000 divided by 32, that is 187.5. All right, so I see here that if I bring that here as well, I won't show you the next page. So now I'll do one more example here, and this will be the last one here. So approximately, so this one is not going to be an exact answer, but approximately what percent, so the percent is missing, all right, what percent of, so I see the word of, so that would mean that the next part is going to be the whole, is 96.3. So I have part of a whole equals percent out of 100. So we know that the percent was missing, and the whole was 741.8, and the part was 96.3. So now what I'm going to do is set up the proportion. 96.3 out of 741.8 is x over 100. I'll go ahead and I will cross multiply. All right, so 741.8x is equal to 96.3 times 100. So 741.8x is equal to 96.3 times 100 is going to be 963. Right, so 963, so 96.3 times 100 will be, another zero, 9,630. And then I am going to divide by, right, let's see, 7,400, where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, that's a decimal. So 741.8. So I got the decimal places mixed up in my head here. So 741.8, 741.8. So X is yeah, so 9,630 divided by 741.8. And if you do this calculation, this is about 12.98193583. And this wants it to be an approximate answer. So I'm going to round this to, let's say, just the nearest hundredth here. So if it doesn't tell you, usually 2 decimal places is okay. So I see that then I just have 12.98 or 12.98%. All right, so there is an example of when the answer might not come out to be an exact answer, but then an approximate answer is asked for. So those are all examples of solving percent problems using the percent proportion.